Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. I'm Nick Barber. As part of an ongoing effort to recover from a downward spiral, 4 Yahoo board members, including its chairman, will step down. This follows the exit of co-founder Jerry Yang earlier this month. The shakeup appears to set the stage for incoming CEO Scott Thompson to steer the company in a new direction. Google is ready to lay fiber lines in Kansas City, Kansas, the Midwest city that the company chose as the pilot for its super-fast internet. It announced it would be building its first experimental fiber network about 10 months ago. It hopes to deliver speeds of up to about 1 gigabit per second, which is about 100 times faster than what most Americans have now. It hopes it'll be a model for how high-speed data networks can work in the U.S. While it's been around for about 4 years, the use of in-flight Wi-Fi has still yet to take off, with only about 7% of the flying public using the service. One of the big reasons is that more and more airports are offering free Wi-Fi, and passengers would rather use that than fork over as much as $10 for a flight of a few hours. At only 7% usage, the service still isn't profitable. U.S. airlines collected about $155 million on in-flight Wi-Fi in 2011, and that number is expected to hit $225 million this year. Next time you're on the subway, a secret admirer may be snapping a picture of you to post on a network of sites that lets others rate, comment, and share your mug. Boston Tea Crush went live this past week and is, quote, designed to celebrate the people you have a chance encounter with on the T, what locals call Boston's subway and streetcar system. Boston Tea Crush is the third site from the company that also runs Tube Crush in London and Subway Crush in New York City.
I think it could definitely be a little creepy. Not to say that I probably wouldn't use it though. Or I might not take pictures, but I might definitely go on it and stalk it. I probably wouldn't submit any, but it would definitely be kind of funny to look at.
No, I would never do that. I'm married, so I would never do that.
Right now, the sites only feature pictures of men because Crushed Communications, the London-based company that runs the sites, wants to avoid perpetuating street harassment upon women. The sites allow shy riders to request to have their pictures removed. It's the new 1%, and we're not talking about the Occupy Wall Street movement. That's the amount of mobile devices that will be able to take advantage of a beta version of the Google Chrome browser for Android phones. The devices must be running Android 4.0 or Ice Cream Sandwich. For users who use Chrome on both their phone and computer, bookmarks and autocomplete will sync across devices, among other features. Google didn't say if it planned to release versions of the Chrome browser to be compatible with earlier versions of Android or other competitive operating systems. DARPA has created a 4-legged, semi-autonomous robot that it hopes will reduce stress and fatigue of soldiers on the battlefield. It's called the LS-3 and has onboard sensors to see obstacles in its environment and path planning capabilities to avoid them. And yes, this is the successor to Big Dog, a robot we showed you a while back. The LS-3 can carry more weight and run faster, longer, and quieter than Big Dog. Its first outdoor assessment included a follow the leader task, as well as climbing and descending hills. One of the many leaders in last year's uprising in Egypt was in San Francisco this week to talk about how social media played a part in the revolution. Wael Ghonim, author of Revolution 2.0, was born in Cairo and grew up in Egypt and Saudi Arabia. During the Arab Spring, he started a Facebook page in support of the people living in Egypt while he was living in Dubai and working for Google.
Funny experience, because when I created the page, a lot of people were speaking to me when I write posts, which were basically his posts. Like, I get newspaper, whatever he said in the newspaper, and post it as, you know, his quotes. So people were communicating with me as if I was al-Baradei. That was how official the page was. And I remember, like, some guys like, why are you on Facebook? You know, don't you have other things to do? And
Ghonim is still on sabbatical from Google and plans to launch an NGO supporting education and technology in Egypt. The biggest U.S. television event of the year, the Super Bowl, was this past Sunday, and Samsung used the show to poke fun at rival Apple. While it never specifically named Apple, it showed people waiting in line, some intense, which looks very similar to an Apple product launch. The commercial was to promote Samsung's Galaxy Note, a smartphone tablet hybrid with a 5.3-inch screen and, surprisingly, a stylus.
Can't explain
The device has been mocked as a throwback to the days of the Palm Pilot, but in fairness to the company, the stylus isn't always required, and when it is used, it does more than just act as a pointing device. In the US, the Note costs $300 and can be pre-ordered from AT&T. Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks for joining us here on World Tech Update. We'll be back next time with all the latest tech news. To find out what's coming up, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. As we head out this week, we'll leave you with 3D race tracker footage from the Volvo Ocean Race. I'm Nick Barber, and for all of us here at the IDG News Service, thanks for watching. We hope to see you next week.